Welcome to Paranormal Headline News. I'm your host, Bonnie Vent. Here are your top stories. Did an ABC reporter catch a ghost on camera while reporting from one of America's most haunted houses? Paranormal presence haunts home of Iowa baseball players. Brought to you by Genesis Creations Entertainment, who's excited to announce their DVDs are now available for rent and download on Amazon.com for as little as $1.99. Search Bonnie Vent on Amazon.com for details. A Louisiana reporter filming a segment on a haunted house became a part of the story when a spirited guest made a surprise appearance on camera. Vanessa Bolano, who works for the ABC affiliate WGNO, was doing a report this week at the historic Myrtles Plantation for a story about haunted happenings. But as she looked over the video for her report in the editing room later, she noticed something strange. Just as Bolano described the 12 ghosts that allegedly live on the grounds of the plantation, one appeared to make its television debut as something can be seen floating behind her. Neither Bolano nor her cameraman had noticed the object during filming. Bolano says that strange figure appeared as she was standing in the French bedroom, which is widely believed to be the most haunted room in the house. Myrtles Plantation is regarded as one of the most haunted sites in America. Every night when he got ready to go to bed, Hawkeye baseball player Trevor Kenyon usually left his TV on the Big Ten network. One night he decided to fall asleep to FX. When he returned to his room after brushing his teeth, he discovered his TV had been changed to BTN. Kenyon turned the TV off and put the remote on the floor next to his bed. When he rolled over, he discovered the remote next to him on the pillow. After that, Kenyon turned the TV back on to BTN and let Tim watch sports as he fell asleep. Kenyon, along with 5 other members of the Iowa baseball team and one club hockey player, recently learned they might not be the only ones living in their house in North Dubuque Street. A local paranormal investigating task force claims to have confirmed the residence of 2 spirits in their house. One, an older grandfatherly figure, whom the guys have named Tim, roams the halls and rooms of the 3-story house. Another, a young girl, stays put in one particular room of the house. "We've lived here for the past 2 years," junior pitcher Aaron Smith said, "but over the past few months we noticed things getting a little bit weird. We had a kid in here who thought he saw a ghost, a shadow in the form of a human. That experience made Smith and the rest of his roommates think about some other not-so-normal things that have happened in their residence before. We thought about how baseball player Taylor Zittenhurst said he saw a little girl in his bedroom," Smith said. "Then there was the time in the morning where something was slamming the door, and we heard sprinting up the stairs. Everyone assumed it was me, but I told them I was in bed. Members of the house began noticing chairs being moved around in the kitchen late at night. And on 2 separate occasions, girlfriends of the players had had their underwear removed from them while sleeping, even though they were wearing pants. Each time the undergarments were discovered in another place." Smith said the list sort of goes on. One of the more particular stories comes from a room in the attic of the house. Kenyon, a junior catcher who lived in the furnished attic all year, said that for whatever reason, there were times he couldn't find the energy to leave his bed or his room. "I never wanted to leave the room. I had no motivation," he said. "I usually have high energy. I would get depressed, be in there moping around, wondering, what the hell am I doing?" Other teammates who have lived in Kenyon's room in the past have told him they experienced similar things and feelings of exhaustion while in the room. The baseball players said they were puzzled by all the strange happenings, and it wasn't until they had an unexpected visitor to their house that they thought of the possibilities of ghosts. They said one day a man around 50 years old showed up at the house, saying he was a former tenant there who wished to walk around. As the guys were showing the man the house, he said it had been a funeral home in the 1920s. "Things had been happening for a while, so after that we decided to call someone," Kenyon said. The paranormal group members determined that the spirits are not out to harm any members of the house. The baseball players decided that they have had enough of the paranormal, though, and decided not to renew their lease for next year. A new group of young men will be tasked with sharing the house with two apparent non-rent-paying entities for at least the next academic year. Thanks for joining us today on Paranormal News. For more information on these stories, please go to www.sdparanormal.com and the Paranormal News feed page. Don't forget, sign up for a free subscription to Paranormal News. If you'd like to sponsor or advertise on Paranormal News, please send us an email at paraxnews@aol.com. or join us at bonnievent.com. Until next time, I'm your host, Bonnie Vent.